The Eagles became the first team in NFL history to have 4 players with double-digit sacks on a season. This one here from Brandon Graham sealed the deal. The 10th sack of the season for number 55. One of many plays we are going to break down. What is the coverage behind it? We'll get into all of the nitty-gritty on this play here in the All-22 review. And welcome, I am Fran Duffy. And yes, we are going to look back at the Eagles' loss on Sunday against the New Orleans Saints. Still plenty to take away from both sides of the football in this game. But we will start on defense, where the Eagles set a franchise record 67 sacks through 16 games to start this season off. Just outstanding work from this front. But as we know, sacks, not an individual stat. Everybody involved, both rush and coverage to get the quarterback down. Let's take a look at 2 of my favorites with man coverage on the back end, how Brandon Graham and Haason Reddick were able to get home for 2 of their sacks in this game. Let's take a look at the milestone sack here, the 10th sack of the season for Brandon Graham. It comes on 3rd down, and the Eagles are in man-to-man coverage across the board. Nice little double team on the boundary here against Chris Olave. They take him out of the progression. Dalton's got nowhere to go with the football. That allows Brandon Graham the time to be able to get home for the sack. The Eagles become the first team in NFL history to have 4 players with double-digit sacks with that takedown of Andy Dalton. But also a great job here on 2nd and 10. This is later in the game. Another man coverage concept from the Eagles, where to the boundary, that 3-man concept gets completely taken away. The Eagles bracketing it, looks like Alvin Kamara out of the backfield. Andy Dalton's got nowhere to go with the football. Look at the rush here from Haason Reddick and Javon Hargrave. They do a great job collapsing the pocket, constricting the pocket. Reddick is able to get in there with an inside spin. You got Hargrave winning his matchup against the guard. Again, Dalton nowhere to go with the football thanks to the Eagles' man coverage concept on the backside. So that was 2 of the Eagles' 7 sacks in this game, and the Eagles set an NFL record, the first team in history to record at least 6 sacks in 5 straight games. Think about that. That's 5 straight games, over a month, where the Eagles have recorded 6 sacks in every game. Just outstanding work from that side of the football. Let's take a look at a few more of the quarterback takedowns from this game. We started with 2 with man coverage behind it. Let's now take a look at a few with zone coverage behind it. The versatility of this back 7 doing a great job. Very assignment sound. We'll break it down. Some of my favorites with zone coverage behind this vaunted Eagles pass rush. The Eagles executed these cover 4 concepts so well on a number of these sacks. All 4 of these guys working in tandem, defenders on a string off a play-action fake. The Saints in a reduced set. Watch both safeties, Marcus Epps and Reed Blankenship, watching the routes coming from the opposite sides of the field. That forces Andy Dalton to hold on to the football. Hargrave able to get home for a sack. Again, watch all of these guys. Again, it's going to be cover 4. TJ Edwards and Reed Blankenship do a great job of working this high-low concept in the middle of the field. TJ driving on that crossing route forces Dalton to hold on to the football. Again, results in a sack. Another example, cover 4 here. This time, a little flea flicker. Really nice gadget play off from the Saints here in the offense in the second half. Cover 4 defense does a great job. Blankenship, Epps, Edwards, everybody doing a great job. Milton Williams able to get home for the sack. The Eagles' zone defense really assignment sound in this game against New Orleans. So outstanding work there from the Eagles defense. And on all of those plays, they were playing some version of cover 4, or quarters coverage. It's one of their staple concepts from a coverage standpoint for this Eagles defense this season. And they actually rank 2nd in the NFL with 10 interceptions so far this season playing zone coverage. And that includes this interception from Josiah Scott. It happened late in the 2nd quarter. Let's take a look at how Josiah was able to come up with this interception of Andy Dalton. Let's take a look at the interception here from Eagles nickel corner Josiah Scott. It came in cover 4, quarters coverage, 4 deep, 3 underneath. Now, Josiah Scott has an understanding of what are the different concepts the Saints could be running here to attack this coverage. I've got to get under this deep outbreaking route towards the sticks, and just watch the feel he's got. He's able to mirror this route. He sees this the whole way, climbs the ladder, and comes down with the football. Excellent play in space there from Josiah Scott. That starts with a pre-snap understanding of not only what coverage am I playing, but what can the opponent run to attack this coverage, and then you have to go out and physically make that play. Climb the ladder, finish at the catch point. Great job there from Josiah Scott, getting the Eagles' first turnover of the game. Another player who has just been a central force of this Eagles defense. He's the man in the middle. That's TJ Edwards, number 57. Run game, pass game, does not matter. We saw him in the earlier clips here in this segment, impacting the pass rush, getting into throwing lanes and taking throws away from the quarterback. Well, he also has been the most impactful run defender for this Eagles defense. He leads the team with run stops by a wide margin. He's second in the NFL with TFLs against the run. He's got 10 of them so far this season. He had a couple here in this game. Let's take a look at 4 of my favorite run defense snaps from this Eagles defense, all of them having something to do with TJ Edwards. TJ Edwards has been such a joy to watch this season against the run, and you're going to see a number of plays here where he is heavily involved. And this one is going to be QB power lead, where you're going to get the fullback inserting here on the force player. Watch TJ stay square to the ball carrier and get him down at the line of scrimmage. Great job there against a 220-pound tight end there in Taysom Hill. Here, you're going to see his ability to scrape over the top, beat the block from the center, beat the block from the right tackle. 2 guys not able to get their hands on TJ Edwards here. He scrapes over the top and makes the play at the line of scrimmage. Down on the goal line, watch again. He's going to have to deal with contact from the backside guard. He quickly gets off this block. Stay square, stay clean, find the football. Really nice job from TJ there. And then one more play down inside the goal line. This one helped force a field goal instead of a touchdown. Excellent job from Milton Williams and from Nakobe Dean of forcing this ball carrier to bounce. Now you've got TJ Edwards scraping over the top. Don't lose the edge. Force everything back to your help on the backside. Hargrave, Jordan Davis, everybody there on the backside. TJ Edwards doing a really nice job all 3 levels of the run defense. One other player I wanted to spotlight from this Eagles defense on Sunday, Jordan Davis, the rookie first-round pick. He played the most amount of snaps that he has since coming back from his injury. Thought this was the best he has looked since that injury a couple of months ago. Let's take a look at what number 90 looked like here against New Orleans. Thought we saw some really good things from Jordan Davis in this game against the New Orleans Saints. Here as the nose tackle, play side, forcing the cutback, and he's got Taysom Hill now working against the grain, back towards all those green jerseys. Jordan Davis really stout on contact there on that play. Again, you're going to see him here as the nose tackle, this time on the backside of a run play. Watch how stout he is at the line of scrimmage, really holding the point. This time it's BG setting the edge, forcing the cutback right into big old number 90. So Jordan Davis able to get the tackle there thanks to the strong edge set by Brandon Graham. And then one more play. Watch him change the line of scrimmage here. This is going to be a zone read run from the Saints, and Jordan Davis changes the line of scrimmage. That affects the pulling tight end, and now no one is there to block Hassan Reddick. That forces Taysom Hill to bounce. Reed Blankenship's able to come downhill and get the stop. That all starts with Jordan Davis resetting the line of scrimmage here. And again, you could see the vertical displacement he's able to get. Again, impacting that lead blocker in the backfield. That allows Hassan Reddick to stay clean. That allows Reed Blankenship at the time to be able to get down in the alley and make the stop. All right, so sticking with the theme of the run game, let's now transition over to the offensive side of the football, where, let's be honest, it was obviously not a good performance from this Eagles offense. They struggled to be able to move the football. They did not get a first down until very late in the second quarter. They were on the precipice of being the first team in the league this year to not have a first down in the first half. And so it was tough slating for this group. Only 17 plays total in the first half. And when that happens, it's hard to get anything going. Only 2 carries in the first half from Miles Sanders. Well, when you only run 17 plays, it's tough to be able to get the run game going. But there was one concept that I thought really worked for this Eagles offense on the ground. It was the power run game. It's a play the Saints, ironically enough, like to run a lot of as well. We saw that in this game, but the Eagles with their power run schemes, a couple different variations we're going to take a look at here with Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, Kenny Gainwell, all of these guys impacting in the power run schemes. But here are 3 of my favorites, the power run from the Eagles offensive line. One play that showed up in a big way for the Eagles in this game, and they did it out of multiple personnel groupings and multiple iterations, the power run game. Here under center against this over front, you're going to see Gardner Minshew turn around and hand this ball off to Miles Sanders, where the power run is going to start with a double team on the 3 technique and a pulling guard from the backside. And here you can see all of these things working well in concert. Excellent double team. Landon Dickerson inserts up into the hole, and Miles Sanders gets forward for a really efficient run. Now, the Eagles also happen to be one of the best teams in the league league at running tackle power, where the surfacing is going to be a little bit different on the play side. You can see that the front is similar, but watch here. You're going to get just a single block on the play side. It's not a double team. Isaac Seumalo's got to block this nose tackle one-on-one. He does a great job. Here, Jason Kelsey gets up to the second level, steers that linebacker away from the running back, and you've got Jordan Mailata pulling up into the play side. We saw the same play a couple of times in this game, and again, you're still seeing all of those same parts working in concert against a very similar defensive front. Here's the key block from Isaac Seumalo, one-on-one against the nose tackle. You're getting Jordan Mailata working up as the puller and Jason Kelsey up at the second level. All of these blocks working in concert. The power run game, a good weapon for the Eagles in this game. One offensive lineman in particular that I thought has really stood out, not just this past week, but really the last couple, and that's Landon Dickerson, second-year offensive lineman out of Alabama, named to the Pro Bowl for the first time in his career, and since that point, he's actually playing some of his best football this season. I thought he had a really nice game last week against Dallas. That continued on Sunday against New Orleans. Here are some of my favorite snaps from Landon Dickerson. Really like what Landon Dickerson has put on film the last couple of weeks. You see him here on this play. This ends up getting called as a penalty. You can question whether or not it should have been a penalty. For me, I'm looking at this as a pancake for number 69 in the hole. This is what should have been a 28-yard touchdown run for Kenny Gainwell comes back. But Landon Dickerson, it hasn't just been that play. He's made plays in the run game, pass game. You see him here on the screen at the end of the first half. He's getting bodies down on the ground, out in space. He's just been really, really good over these last 2, 3, 4 games, especially the last 2 weeks against the Saints and the Dallas Cowboys. This is the first run of the game where you see him get some movement at the point of attack. Again, just creating that softness there for the running backs to be able to work. Landon Dickerson has been really strong these last couple of weeks. And lastly, on offense, let's take a look at A.J. Brown. He now is just 8 yards shy of the Eagles' record in yardage on a season, just shy of Mike Quick's record. You expect that he will probably break that next week against the New York Giants. Now, a lot of that came on this 78-yard touchdown, a catch and run down the right sideline. Let's take a look at what A.J. Brown did to get open and finish this play for the score. Let's take a look at the 78-yard touchdown reception here from A.J. Brown. 12 personnel, the Eagles in a reduced formation. Everybody lined up inside the numbers. A.J. is the X receiver to the wide side of the field. Now, you're going to see this is going to be a double move, an out and up against Paulson Adebo, where A.J. is going to sell the outbreaking route, play through contact. You see the hand fighting there. Downfield, the corner loses his balance, and now A.J. does the rest of the work. He makes the safety miss, runs away from the rest of the secondary, and takes this to the house. 78 yards for a touchdown, one of the longest plays of A.J. Brown's career, and he does it on this throw from Gardner Minshew. Really nice pocket. Landon Dickerson did a great job in protection there, looking for work, and A.J. takes this one to the house, 78 yards for a touchdown. So outstanding work there from A.J. Brown, and a lot to improve on here from this Eagles offense and from the Eagles defense going into Week 18 against the New York Giants. The Eagles win, they have the number 1 seed. They lose, well, then things are going to be up to chance, and we'll see how the rest of the NFC East plays out from there. But the Eagles can go take care of business Sunday at Lincoln Financial Field against the New York Giants. We'll be breaking that game down over on the Eagle Eye in the Sky podcast, as well as on Eagles Game Plan. Tune into all of that across all Eagles digital channels. We will see you next week, though, right here on the All-22 Review.